What happens if Myanmar just runs out of gas? What happens if Myanmar just runs out of diesel? This will affect everyone and everything. It is not just about putting gasoline in your car. Hello everyone, it's Asean Anthony, and in this video, Myanmar's fuel crisis explained. Now the first thing you should know is that Myanmar imports 90% of its fuel. This makes Myanmar very dependent on global oil supplies. Now, if you combine this with the fact that there is a foreign currency shortage in Myanmar, and this is important because you need foreign currency, the US dollar, to buy fuel. Also, the local currency, the Chad, it is depreciating such that the government is starting to roll out these $20,000 Chad notes. Okay, we'll see how that turns out. I haven't seen one yet, but I know that they're printing them. And you look at the conflict between Iran and the United States in the Strait of Hormuz, this is affecting the oil supply for the global markets. That makes oil more difficult to obtain. So what is the government of Myanmar doing about this? Okay, well, they're doing many things. Very first thing they're doing is QR code fuel tracking. They're setting fuel limits. Also, they have restrictions on the days you can and cannot drive, even in odd days. We're also even seeing school buses being restricted on the times that they can and cannot work. The hours have been shortened. And also we're seeing a push for like work from home Wednesday. This is mostly for government jobs, but I have seen reports of this. The bigger problem here isn't just the gas. The bigger problem is the agriculture. The reason why is because farmers need diesel for their tractors. They need diesel for their water pumps. They need diesel for their irrigation and planting and harvesting needs. Without diesel, modern day farms in Myanmar cannot exist. And during the time of sanctions, this is a big problem. If the price of agriculture or the price to the farmer rises, that means the price to the consumer rises. And if food prices go up, that could spell the end of Myanmar's food abundance. Now, there is a bit of light at the end of the tunnel here. It seems that we are seeing a bit of a deal between Trump and Iran. This would mean that the oil supply might return to normal levels, which will be fantastic for countries like Myanmar. But you have to understand that the fuel shortage in Myanmar is not just about gasoline. It's about the entire economy, the transportation, the factories and small businesses. But please remember, there is a large amount of power outages in Myanmar, such that a lot of small businesses and factories rely on these diesel-powered generators. And without diesel, or if the cost of diesel rises, the cost of doing business rises because you cannot do business with no lights. And if you don't have a generator, you don't have lights. This is Myanmar. That is the story for today. I'll keep you updated.